All right, boys and girls, it's been a long few weeks here on the Bush League. And tonight, we have a pretty interesting conclusion to what we have deemed the Betty White bracket in this here finals. I am Cat Peach. I am here with Bubba Hammett. Hammett, how's it going?
I'm good. You know, I am the winner of the Heroes Help charity stream for Pizza Pals, so like,
yeah.
It's pretty hard to be like this famous and this big after winning a tournament like that. So it's an honor to be on your stream right now. No, I'm super pumped to be here for the finals of Bush League. It's definitely going to be an interesting matchup between these two teams. I'm really pumped, especially because we're going into a best of 5, and
yeah.
I haven't got to cast a best of 5, let alone drink through a best of 5 in a very long time.
I am most excited for that for sure. For those who don't know what the fuck is happening here with the Betty White finals, Team Revolt had like double booked themselves, and so they couldn't actually show up tonight. They should have been here. But we're just going with it anyway, so Tryharder's coming in and being the opponent of League of Ordinary Gentlemen this time around. So, you know, we just roll with it.
I'm excited about this because we get to cast Fringe Average, and we also get to cast Romedy, who both of them I think had made points at some point. Like, man, we wish we got you guys to cast us. So they get what they want in the end. Realistically, like,
boom,
this is
bitch.
Be a blast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, Tryharder coming in from the top bracket, the Chuck Norris bracket, mind you. All right. We're gonna get into it. So we had some teams ban some shit. And I wrote it down backwards. Tryharder banned Sky Temple. No, Tomb of the Spider Queen. League of Ordinary Gentlemen banned Sky Temple. Infernal Shrines picked by League. Tryharder getting first pick. And that's how all that went. Now you're caught up on the exciting events of this year's draft.
This is getting into Infernal Shrines and this being Bush League. Do you think that we're gonna have like any sort of like interesting pickups like Probius or like Zool or
well, Zax ain't playing, so there's no Chen, obviously.
Obviously, because there's only one person in Here's the Storm that still plays Chen.
I'm trying to think. So like with Tryharder being here, we might see a Lost Vikings come out from Romedy if he's feeling a little bit spicy. Because that's kind of his pocket favorite. So I would like to see that at some point. Probably not on Infernal Shrines, but if we see like a Cursed Hollow or something.
I forget that you can't see the in-game draft chat, and I just want to point out that someone was like, "Who plays Kael'thas?" Like actually curious about the band, and the response was "Your mother." So I'm just like, "Welcome to Bush League."
Smack talk. Everyone's mother plays Kael'thas.
But we are going to get a first pick Kerrigan, though.
Kerrigan let through? Dipshits? Why are you doing that?
Trying hard. It's Kerrigan's map in the past, and I'm actually really excited to see how she fares with her rework on a map in the past where she was super strong.
Dude, Sonya Lily? Let's go. So we did have... I wonder if that was inspired by our synergizing Lily portraits?
Yes, obviously. That's the only reason you'd pick her, right?
Yeah. Obviously.
It's not like there's any other healer you could pick up. They might actually be going into like a heavy blind composition, but Joanna just got picked up. Because I was like, they still need a main tank. They still need some damage. They could pick up Cassia and Joanna, which would be pretty strong for League of Ordinary Gentlemen. And they could just have this like massively blind comp. Or blinding.
What if, so you got blind, you still pick up the Cassia, right? You have the blinds from Lily and Cassia, but then on the flip side, you just like pick up an Artanis and then do Suppression Pulse later and have that as well in the mix.
Oh my god, please. That would actually be the best.
There you go.
League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Take our wonderful draft ideas and use them. But Zool going to be banned out here. The split pressure from that hero is actually phenomenal on a map like this, and the wave clear is really great. It just pairs well into League of Ordinary Gentlemen's draft already, and they're still going to need a main tank. They're still going to need some damage, and they could potentially have some wave clear as well.
Yeah, they have a bit from the Sonya, but it depends on if they want to maybe get some additional with Jaina. A new
they're gonna need, they need something for the 4-member rotation clear because Sony will be in that solo into what we're probably going to see here, which could be Yrel.
Yrel or Dahaka?
I actually like I like the idea of the Dahaka here. I think into the Sonya, it's a fair match. Yrel is a little bit stronger, but the Dahaka offers a lot more flank and a lot more aggression, and that would work out with the Kerrigan. But we have Gul'dan, which is notoriously great for wave clear as well as shrine clear, and Thrall is great in that solo lane as well.
I haven't seen a solo lane Thrall in a hot minute, but I'm glad to see him returning here.
I'm just guessing. I mean, we could have a solo lane Gul'dan. This is Bush League.
Solo lane Rhaegar? Actually, that used to make sense, so you can't... All these heroes could be in the solo lane, for fuck's sake. Like, Kerrigan just builds up shields off minions, so, like, just throw that Q out all the time. I've seen solo lane Johanna quite a bit.
Ooh. That's an aggression I like to see in the Bush League. League of Ordinary Gentlemen picking up this Alarak. Oh, that's a tasty, tasty pickup because that just means that they can... Oh, picks. You have a new Brack diving in. You've got Jaina dumping snow. You've got lockdown from it's kind of lockdown from Alarak with the telekinesis, or at least just being able to kind of reposition them for horrible spots. But I like this. There's a lot of good dive. There's a lot of good engage, disengage. This is, I think, League of Ordinary Gentlemen. They have a really strong draft, but we'll have to see if the Kerrigan is actually going to body them because Kerrigan has been terrifying in some situations.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like who the picks are for that Alarak, and it's like Gul'dan doesn't really have great escape. Kerrigan, once she's in, it's kind of rough for her to get out. I think she still has the talent where she can use her Q later on in the game to jump to allies, or did they rip that away at the rework?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't. That's something I'll have to look into. I haven't like her, Raynor, and Brightwing are like the 3 heroes that I need to like sit and just play for an afternoon and just kind of relearn everything. Well, I guess learn all the changes because it's like I have a loose idea, but at this point, like I don't know the talents like offhand where like it's like, oh yeah, I know meta builds for Rhaegar, Gul'dan, Johanna, Thrall, like all those heroes. Like I'm just like those are the standard icons that I should see, and if it deviates, then we can discuss it. But Kerrigan, I don't know. She sits in an interesting spot. Like she's highly prioritizing the ban, but I don't really worry about her too much, even when I play against it.
I think, so here's the thing. If you're not really managing that Q with her and building up those shields, she's, like, fucking useless. I don't want to say useless. But what I kind of noticed a lot of people... Yeah, exactly. A lot of people doing is not really utilizing the shield generation properly. Where's my zoom? Wrong one. There we go. And so she doesn't have those shields, and so it kind of potatoes. Game 1, though. We in it, boys. We got League of Ordinary Gentlemen here on the left. We're going to have Rosai on the Alarak. Ender Wiggin is going to be on the Pandalili. Mystic Shroud on the Jaina. Tower Baron on a Nubarak. And Sonya will be played by Bags.
And on the right-hand side, we are going to be having the tryhards with Fringe Average on the Thrall, Romedy MC on the Rhaegar, Super Dave going to be on the Gul'dan, Hash Browns on that Johanna, and Spoilsack on the Kerrigan. Let's get into this. Mid lane, we have both teams kind of, or at least one team trying to kind of match into this, but Thrall's already in the solo. They've already split themselves across the map on the side of tryhards. It kind of seems like tryhards are trying hard.
Tryhard, like, trying to set up a bush gank in like the first couple seconds when there's no one even in the bot lane. Kind of funny.
If we sit in this bush, we can get ourselves 100 experience from this hero kill. Yeah. Sub like 1 minute into the game. But no, I mean we have solo lanes going to be splitting off just fine. We're going to be having Thrall go into that Echo the Elements. It's what we see in the solo lane often because you can build off of the minion wave kills. And then we just see 4-member rotations between mid and bottom, and it's kind of the standard on this map. And realistically, we're just looking to see someone who does an anchor right, or maybe they catch someone out of position. But overall, it is going to be a lot of just questing talents. But Spoilsack is in a bit of a bad spot as they go in and get the first kill.
Kaboom goes Kerrigan in the first couple minutes here. No shields generated. Good dive coming out from Tower Baron as well. Follow up damage from Jaina to assist with that. I keep forgetting that Romedy switched off of offlane, and I keep getting really confused seeing Fringe in the solo lane and Romedy on support. That totally happened a couple weeks ago, so I don't know, like, what the hell is wrong with me.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, like, what's the difference between solo lane and flex? They're obviously the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have your support solo lane. It's cool.
Yeah, they're obviously the same thing. That's why you can group them the same way in a document. But either way, just really quickly, sorry, I saw this in the draft chat. Does Joanna have the orc skin? She does. So because someone was saying like it's a mean green team, and Kerrigan's the only one who isn't green on the entire team, basically. They went for the all gold everything.
Shit.
Come on, skin synergy. Kerrigan has to have a green skin tint. I know she does.
Come on, kids. She does. She does.
It's when they did the whole StarCraft, like when she got the exosuit or whatever it was, that I can't remember what event it was from. Maybe it was the StarCraft one.
She has
with
a base
Alarak
green
released?
tint of her base skin.
Oh. Yeah, that's also true too. Yes. But we do have rotation still going right back out, but we do have that Sonya picking up the camp on the left-hand side. And we're setting up for a first Punisher here, and it is going to be bottom lane. No big prep in either lane, but overall, both teams will be continuing to just soak these lanes, play it safe, and get some lane pressure across the map.
I like the neutral camp pickup for Tryharder, being able to have a little bit of assistance with that bot lane, kind of prep it a little bit. If they are able to convert the shrine, then that's a little bit of damage already done. The Punisher doesn't have to worry about. Cleaned up pretty fast, though, so just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, easy cleanup, no problem at all. But we do have the shrine popping up here, and this is going to be where we're going to have a lot of good fighting coming out here. As Tower Baron is in a bit of a bad spot. We'll get the burrow out, but a lot of members of Tryhards are going to be going down so hard and so quickly. As Super Dave is actually left with a couple hundred health, but hash browns are going down, and breakfast is for dinner.
Chum chum chum, eat it all up. Man, those chicken nuggets I had earlier were really good, Baja. I'm still thinking about them. And now you mentioned hash browns, and that's the problem. Every time I had to cast hash browns, I'm just like, dude, now I'm just thinking about food.
I think that's what we're gonna be eating. That's what I'm gonna be eating after this this matchup here.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, I think we're doing breakfast for a snack, but there is going to be the top right camp picked up. It looks like the members of Tryhards are gonna give up a little early on this and go ahead and give over the first Punisher and just have some top lane pressure with this camp, but they need to hard rotate if they want to defend this bottom lane.
Yeah, they're starting to make the rotation down, but it's a bit late. Thrall's going to stay up in that top lane, trying to get a bit more of experience. Their Tryharder's level down, so they have that to keep in mind. They're trying to get level 7s, but Punisher's been baited. Rosai getting real up close in that front line, trying to get those silences out. Which, I mean, during that last team fight, ooh, Tower Baron going deep on Super Dave. The rest of the team trying to slowly make their way over. Punisher's taking the tower shot, so they're okay kind of going in, but the Punisher's gone. They're going to have to back away from this. They don't really get too much on this fort. The minions aren't even there, so they're just taking a couple shots.
Shots, as they are going to be trying to burn this down. No, they actually don't get it just yet, as Hash Browns has stepped up. The silence does not connect, and they're looking for a little bit of they're still wanting to fight over this. Sonya actually going to be doing double duty on that soak, rotating into mid, but they do disengage at this point. And that was actually something I wanted to, I was going to note. I was like, I like that they superseded the fort and went for a little bit more of that aggression, maybe getting some picks here. And I was like, well, they have easy rotation out. They can easily go exactly through that camp, which everyone's maybe even bunching over for a fight. But
Fringe is coming to the party.
It's an open map, and they definitely can maneuver fairly well here. As Bags is getting forced out, they back out, and everyone's just going to be playing this safe, and the camp will be going over to the members of Tryhard.
Yeah, they're going to work on that siege camp finally. Sonya going back up to that top lane. Fringe coming in for a little bit of the fight disengaging a bit at that point, which is kind of a bummer. I feel like if they all had just stuck around in lanes. Again, we're still seeing that 1 level deficit for Tryharder, so I wonder how much they're just kind of fucking around tonight, or if they're actually trying to whoop ass here.
I mean, if you have the Kerrigan on Infernal Shrines, it shows to me that you're trying to kick ass because you're trying hard on this map, especially with a map pick that was good in the past and is now considered highly prioritized now. But giving over the first shrine like that was a little interesting to me, especially with the availability of how aggressive they can be on this. But Ramadi in a bit of a bad spot. That boy needs to run.
That doggo getting out of here just fine. Camp taken. Neutral camp on the bottom for Tryharder as well. They're trying to keep up with macro, but League of Ordinary Gentlemen just are able to clear any camp pressure so quickly that it seems like it really hasn't mattered all that much. There hasn't really been any big lane pushes outside of, you know, Thrall trying to go into the Sonya, but Sonya seems to be winning out on a lot of that. And Fringe! Oh, no! No, my boy! My boy! My boy! My boy lives!
Wait, no, get out! Get out! Okay, all right, well, he was just crocking straight. I was just like, wait, Thrall, what are you doing? No. Okay. He had 20 health. I don't know if you could see it on your screen, but it was...
Yeah, oh yeah, I went up there. I was like, you dead. You dead. He not dead. He got out.
No. But they will be confirming this bottom fort, which will push them further in experience on the side of League of Ordinary Gentlemen, and they're pushing beyond just that level 1 or that one level lead. They're going for more, and they really need these 10s on the side of Tryhard. If they can't get these, then they're going to be in a really bad spot, having to give over a second Punisher.
Yeah, and that's not going to feel super nice if that happens. And I feel like once 10 comes on, depending on what gets picked up, I would love... I'm assuming Earthquake here. Horify comes out. Ultralis. We actually have a Sundering, which is interesting. I guess there's not too much to really punish with an Earthquake, so you just want to disrupt.
Setup. I personally like the Earthquake here a lot because you're going to be fighting over the point. I agree with you, but a ton of damage going on the Fringe, and Goon calling it in chat saying, not feeding yet in that top lane, but they will be right now, as the Nubrak is going to be stepping forward as well. They're looking for Romedy, able to, nope, actually the web wrap will be going out, and Cat Peach, I think Hash Browns might be the next one to go if they continue to chase.
I don't know, Super Dave tries to just stay in the middle of the Ring of Frost, ends up falling down anyway. Romedy, that dog is getting put into the pound and sent to a farm upstate.
Oh no.
Rip Romedy dog. But yeah, this is looking like another Punisher for League of Ordinary Gentlemen here, as Hash Brown's just kind of hanging out by the gate, trying their best to clear up the remains of that camp, while the rest of the team has to respond because they all just fucked up.
So, did you see what Goon just posted in chat?
Rip. Awesome.
Just says, so good. I guess we're doing donations for Fringe feeds?
Yeah, can we I feel like that would have to be a specific bribe to Fringe directly to be like, we'll pay you $1 for every feed you get.
Hash Browns is trying to make their way out. Unfortunately, Fringe stepped up and got baited, but the Sundering does come out, and the Ancestral will connect this time. Ender Wigan going to be popping the Jugs? Not really needed, but they do make the disengage with it. Nope, they go right back in.
Nope, they're going right back in, saying it's okay if Nubarak's not here. And Sonya's just coming up anyway. They're able to convert the 4 at least, so now the retreat is on. And 13 to 11 here for League. So, you know, it ain't so bad. Ain't so bad down here for them, the Betty White quote-unquote finals.
The Betty White, yeah. I think you're still thinking about chicken tenders, unfortunately.
Nom, 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 nom.
But we are going to be having camp pick up for top lane. We are going to be having Thrall pick up the camp in the bottom right. And then it looks like bottom lane will be having a camp as well. So everyone kind of playing this a little bit slower. Though with the 13 advantage they have, they could be...
Yo, invade. Oh, find Fringe. Fringe backing up. Gets the root. Able to escape. That's fine.
Team coming, though. Team coming down.
Super Dave lurking in the shadows. Horify is up. They can drop that as soon as that camp tries to drop, but doesn't. The camp gets stolen. No engagement there.
Looks like they're just going to poke in. They want to still quest up on that level 1 for Super Dave, and they actually just did get finished, but this is going to be a camp pushing into the mid lane, and they still need to clear out their bottom.
Yeah, they got to clear out bottom. They have that camp pushing up top at the very least, getting them a little bit of experience there. Should be a quick clear out. Looks like most of the team is actually going to rotate up and handle that. And yeah, it's just a lot of camps and rotations, and if you find a pick, cool, but no one's really going out of their way right now. Not even, honestly, League, I feel like they had the aggressive camp steal, which I liked, but I almost would have liked to see them maybe chase down a little bit more after, you know, you see Fringe showing and everything like that, but they're playing the safe game. They know they got the lead right now. 13's about to hit 4 Tryharder.
Ooh, Hash Browns though in a bit of a bad spot. They're getting zoned by the Blizzard. They will get the Ancestral healing, but that's so not. That's a long cooldown, and they know that they have that down, so they're taking this fight. We currently have Tower Barons separating Super Dave, but the rest of the team is currently falling to a Ring of Frost in the actual lane. There's also a web wrap that went out onto Romedy, and they have these jugs out, and they're the Horrified to disengage. Mystic Shroud though wants more damage, and Sonya finds Romedy.
Finding Romedy, getting the kill, Getting the kill, 3 dead on Try Harder. They're not trying that hard. Do 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 do. And that's my Try Harder song. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
You know, I'm wondering if they'll take it in as their new like theme song. Like we actually have to play that while we're doing their introduction. So you have to have a singer after your stinger. But we
we can have like WWE for next season, Bush League, like WWE like entrance songs, and we can
they need it.
I'll write them all.
If they're 15 seconds long, all we have to do is make all the introductions 15 seconds, and that's it. As long as you hit those introductions, you just set them. Oh, we're doing it. It's gonna happen. I just want Bush.
This game's not even done yet, and we're already planning for next season here. That camp is actually, if left alone, going to take out that top fort.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you're League, you're hoping for that. Everyone's coming down to the shrine, so there's no way that gets cleared. That's
16 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they might hit 16 before that even drops anyway.
I think
there it is.
I was like, it's try hard, because the way that Hash Browns was stepping up, it looked like they were trying to go in for a fight before 16, but they currently want to fight now. Oh my God, Cat Peach.
The Ancestral lands on Kerrigan, but that Ring of Frost, the damage coming out from League is just too much, and she's going to fall. Tower Baron taking a bit of damage himself, ends up kind of retreating to the back line here. Try Harder down there, Kerrigan going to back up. And I don't know, this is another Punisher for League, it looks like. Try Harder just not even going to attempt to regain any of this.
This has been kind of the story of the entire game. You know, they try and fight on these points, but they end up getting forced off, or they basically get bodied in a fight, and they have to wait for cool. Oh,
Hash Browns, you cheeky.
Yeah,
they got the neutral camp on bot. And I appreciate the chutzpah that Hash Browns has of being like, I'm just gonna come in to this camp. I know you're gonna go for it to try to get the ultimate push on bot lane, but no one else in the team really wanted anything to do with that, so they just kind of give it over.
I know we have a push going, and it could be like potentially game ending, but can we talk about Jaina's 16 really quick and how she went for, out of all of the 16 talents you can take, just increased area for Blizzard. I don't know if this is BM or if it's just the most like 1,000 IQ play I've ever seen, but it is working out so well for them as they are dumping the snow on so many members here. There is going to be the Cocoon going out. That is going to be the Ring of Frost connecting onto one here. Or if I comes out as well, Super Dave is going to be the first one to go down. Punisher still working on this bottom lane keep, and the rest of the team kind of cycles around. They need to go into their nexus and at least get full, as they need to defend this entire engagement, but they lose another, Cat Peach.
This is game. That Punisher is going to go to the core. You still have this camp behind as well, and with 2 members down on the side of Try Harder, I think this is game. This core is falling. Game 1 being picked up here by League of Ordinary Gentlemen, which is pretty snazzy for them, I will say. They played that super, super well. Just kind of very textbook. We're going to focus on grabbing those camps, making sure we clear their camps, and not giving them a lot of room to really flex there. Actually, hold on. I want to show these stats. 13 kills to 1. 13 kills to 1 against a team with a Kerrigan.
13, like... You think that their kill potential would be stupid high with the aggression and the engage and the potential lockdown that they could have, especially with like Blessed Shield coming out? No, they're just gonna go ahead and get wiped every single fight.
All right, let's see. I need to.
I asked Fringe.
Okay.
Fringe wants first pick, and then I don't think I have anyone from the other team friended, so you might have to handle that end.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any of them off the top of my head. And I don't see them in my lobby or my friends list.
Yep, it's all good.
But thank you all for being here. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. If you are having a blast, go ahead and smash with all of your might the follow button.
Smash.
And if you're feeling extra sassy, you're feeling like you want to support a great streamer, go ahead and hit that sub button, or hit that sub button and find out that you actually have a free Twitch Prime sub this month, and then just use it then. Because where else are you going to use it to get awesome Pog hogs?
Hog
No, that's not right. Well, it's a hedgie.
Yeah, it's a hog.
And I was gonna use. I was trying to combine it together. Is it a pog hog or is it like?
No, I call it hog champ.
It's hog champ. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had it backwards, kind of. But
you tried. You tried.
I tried so hard, but either way, you utilized support a great streamer. It's definitely a great place to be and hang out. So we are currently getting ourselves readied up for the second game. We're just waiting to find out what the lobby or what map they're going to want on the side of League of Ordinary Gentlemen.
They trying to pick Tomb the Spider Queen, even though it got banned out. Tricky pickles.
They want to go Blackheart's Bay then, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll set up lobby for Blackheart's Bay.
Goon and Tower Baron, thanks for the biddies. Appreciate it. Hash Browns, thanks for the Prime sub.
He must have hit the button and been like, "Oh, I have a free Prime sub."
Boom, so done. Hard. Get the hugs. Get the hugs in chat.
Or get them hugs in chat.
Yeah. So
all
good.
The hugs.
So we are going to Battlefield of Eternity.
Oh, Diablo Night it is.
Let me just write.
I like Battlefield of Eternity as a second map. I think you kind of understand your opponent at this point. You can now you can basically just be like, all right, well, if they play this aggressive in a team fight, maybe we play a more control comp on this map. And now that you also have first pick, you can maybe pick up something like a Deckard Cain, because personally,
I love you, Ramadi, but like you're picking a Rhaegar.
I was literally about to go into like my normal spiels, which are like, oh, like I don't want to be mean, but this is the truth, and like this is Bush League, and like don't pick Rhaegar when you have things like Alexstrasza on a point control map available. You have Deckard Cain on a point control map available, like especially on a rotational base map too. Like Deckard Cain, busted strong. Like
you can't diss Grandpappy passing out those juices. You know, he's got those juice boxes. Fringe, thanks for the 1,000 bits, by the way, Fran.
Oh, Fringe.
Fringe playing and hanging in chat. He's
Fringe a good guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty swell dude. I remember first being invited to Bush League kind of as a last-minute choice because all the other casters were like sick or something, and Fringe being like, "Yeah, if you want to keep doing it, like we'll love to have you," and it's been great.
That's actually kind of what happened with me and Heroes Hype, actually. It was Hero Fezio was out of town, and he messaged me, and he was like, yo, I'm out of town. They need a caster. Do you want to do it? And I did it with maybe Buzz. I think maybe. Her and I, we did, I think it was like Heroes Hype, like week 70-something. And I was like super nervous the entire time, like, and just like I look over and like she like finished a beer or something like right before we went live, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to be that nervous. Like, this is going to just be a fun time regardless. But no, it's like someone was sick and they were just like, yeah, like just pull in Bahamut, like he'll do it.
Yeah. Zex, I see you asking. So this is not whiskey. I saw this beer actually at Target. And I thought the can design was actually super kind of Bush League aesthetic. So that's why I picked it up. It's pretty swell. Would recommend. So yeah, no whiskey this time. It's a best of 5. I like didn't want to smash my face too hard too fast.
Oh yeah, I mean in a best of 5, I just realized that my can is way too close to the camera.
It's not close enough to your mouth though. You gotta drink that.
Oh, actually, we're done with one, and we're almost here with both teams. I feel like we should. Can we just put like Ramadi as the drafter for that team, and
that'd be hilarious.
Just start changing up the drafters.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It is Bush League. Like we choose the drafters.
I miss picking maps. I'm not gonna lie. That was a fun time all season.
So not only do teams need their own stinkers, but I think Bush League needs to avoid the HGC map pool and let us play, or let them play on Blackheart's base so that we can force it next season. Please.
Pretty please. I'm down. We'll just throw it in the suggestion box, and then someone will probably light it on fire.
I thought the suggestion box was just a fire.
Go to laugh, burp instead. Those chicken nuggies coming out. Classy. We classy up in here tonight. In the Betty White finals.
I mean, the Betty White bracket, you can expect nothing less than professionalism and high quality games. And that's exactly what we're going to be getting in just a minute, as we are waiting for one other team to get their readies up. Going? Ready?
We ready. We in, boys.
I'm ready for this. Like, I really want to know if we can tie up the series, and like, I just want a Game 5 Towers of Doom. And I know that's going to put, like, we will be shells of humans. All right, they said they're good. Going. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into that. But we'll be a shell of a people after 5 games of continued drinking and casting.
Hell yeah. And burping.
All right, and burping. At least all the gas will be gone. But either way, like, I think a Game 5 Towers of Doom for the Bush League, very, very perfect.
Yeah.
It would round out the series nicely, but we'll see. Because we do currently have League of Ordinary Gentlemen up 1 game in this series, but I'm sure people at home, Cat Peach, want to know about the map bans.
Yeah, so specifically here tonight, Tryharder banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen. We had League of Ordinary Gentlemen banning out Sky Temple. For this map, Tryharder, the losing team, got to pick if they wanted first pick or map pick. They opted for first pick, so map pick went over to League, and they brought us to Battlefields.
Ooh.
Garrosh
Diablo being banned out right away. No, like, is it just pure tank choke?
Yeah, let's just only ban tanks. That'd be pretty rad.
But what about Hanzo? What about Hanzo? Are we gonna let this through the draft?
I mean, I would be really surprised if Hanzo made it through the draft. Whitemane gets banned. I mean, it's so at this point you're letting through Whitemane or not Whitemane, Hanzo or Kerrigan. And yep. Kerrigan, I mean, she's not going to have that race factor, but, I mean, I don't know. I didn't love Tryhard's Kerrigan last go-around, so I would maybe not do that if I were them.
Yeah, unless it was maybe like a fluke and it was just a warm-up game.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot to punish, like that deep kind of engagement on League. I'm really surprised that Greymane gets taken out this early.
I actually agree with that.
Hanzo's in.
Unless there's someone on the side of Tryharders who's a phenomenal Greymane player, because it was banned out in the last game as well. But I think that was in the second one.
They've played a lot of Greymane this season. I know that is true. But I think that's still when Ramadi was like the offlane, quote unquote. More of the flex and not support. Maybe it also was Spolsack? I don't know. My memory is fuzzy.
If I was the side of League of Ordinary Gentlemen, I would Hanzo Alexstrasza here. Oh, what? Bush League, come on.
Li-Ming.
Like you can pick up so many good like top tier supports in my opinion, and then you pick up your race, and then you fill in the rest of your draft around that. Like because like Hanzo has mobility, Hanzo has an out, like. If they're a good Hanzo player, like even if they're potato like me, like they'll be fine as long as they can hit the D key near a wall. But no one actually prioritizing that. We're gonna get a Vala here.
Yo, Hypercarry Vala, let's go. We have a Tyrande, so I wonder if maybe we see a task to pair with that, or if this is gonna be a solo support Tyrande.
I like the idea of the task, but that's a lot just on the Vala.
These drafts are so wacky. I feel like both teams are just kind of like, fuck the race. Like, we're just gonna brawl. So Artanis for the race actually taken out. Other than there's gotta be some kind of internal bet between these teams. Just like, whoever picks Hanzo, like, loses $10.
Because it makes sense for the solo lane denial, yes. Because Artanis is great in the solo lane and he's great for the Immortal race, but... I keep harping on this, but it's like post 7, it's just busted hard to race against it. There, thank you. Somebody did it. We did it. I'm a happy camper, so I'll drink some beer. But Cat Peach, what do we get?
We still need wave clear for League of Ordinary Gentlemen. You see the Lily again.
Lily clear.
And they got Cassia clear. Actually, Cassia not so bad at the clear. I mean, it's only 2 lanes, and it's not really a clear focus objective, and so I think you can get away with just Cassia filling that role.
She's great on burn too. She's also she's got great blinds that pair well with the Joanna and the Lily. This is actually what we discussed in the last draft a little bit. We were saying, you know, they picked up that Lily early, and I was like, oh, do they go full blind comp and have Joanna, Lily, and Cassia? Vala is gonna have a rough time in this match, but we're gonna have some ghost heals. And what?
Yes! Lost Vikings on a 2-lane map, baby. Now,
I've actually had this conversation with Ramadi so many times because him and I both like to play Vikings, and we've actually talked about this before, and I love it.
So, last time we casted Lost Vikings, it was Zex on Vikings, right? On
I think so.
Our last Bush League cast, and they all stayed together the whole time. So I wonder if we see another.
I sent you a DM of exactly Fringe's response to drafting Lost Vikings for his friendly team.
Where is it? I'm looking at my notes.
Straight to DMs. Oh.
No, sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
The actual draft? Oh. But I do like this draft.
Fellow Minishal drafted them.
Oh.
On Sky Temple, and yeah, that's when all three of them were just sticking together.
Oh my god, yes, and I was super hypercritical about it the entire time. Because I was being so judgy because, well, why pick up Vikings on a map that is like phenomenal for Vikings actually, like Towers of Doom too, but Sky Temple, and then run them all together. Like, why hurt me like this? Why you do this? But no, I'm curious because I've talked to Ramadi. You can actually run Vikings as 3 on this map, or you run a 2-1. But a Vikings 3 wouldn't be horrible. I'm really, really pumped about this, Cat Peach.
This is going to be, I think, one of the most delightful Lost Viking experiences I'll ever have the chance to witness. In the blue, though, League of Ordinary Gentlemen up 1 game in the Specified Series. We're going to have Mystic Shroud on that Li Ming. Rosai is going to be on the Cassia. Tower Baron on the Sonya. Lily, played by Ender Wiggin, and all the way up top, Bags is going to be on that Sonya.
And on the right-hand side, we are going to be having the members of Tryharders trying to even up this series. We have Spoiled Sack going to be on the Tyrande. Ramadi will be on the Olaf. Excuse me, on the Balog. We'll have Super Dave going to be on the Vala. Ramadi going to be on the Olaf. Ramadi going to be on the Eric. We'll have Hash Browns on the Muradin, and Fringe Average on the Uther. And let me specify that's a ground Muradin, not an air Muradin.
Ground Muradin. Why be on the ground when you could be up in the air, man?
With Swift Wing too? To be on a bird that's like quadruple your size? Hecka, yes. But we do have, we currently have Vikings actually running a 2-1, so we're actually going to be having Balog and Tyrande in top lane. What? Huh?
Tyrande solo lane with 1 Viking. Lunar Flare entirely missing on that Sonya for the time being. This game's already whack, and I'm in love.
I just really quickly for Twitch chat, I played in Blackheart's Blay yesterday for an event to raise charity money, and it was a blast. So I'm stuck on making teams play on Blackheart's Bay because I had fun with it. But it was also a map where we played Probius, and Probius is 100% viable on that map now because it won also, right? That's how stats work.
It won and warranted a ban on Brax's holdout afterwards. So like super OP.
Actually, yeah, that is really true. It did actually get banned out in that next game. Because it was actually really devastating to deal with. But we do currently have the 4 members in bottom lane. They're going to be playing, or a lot more than that, but just kind of fighting over this as Ramadi will be losing the Olaf. And first kill, I guess first 0.5 kill is going to be going over to the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, they get that kill, able to get closer to this gate finally. Super Dave really low too, so Vala's kind of hanging in the back, not willing to engage too roughly. Fringe also out of mana, has to back out, so I think that Uther, like the double support is interesting, right? And having Tyrande kind of focus up here with that, which one is this? Balog? Yeah, Balog. Yeah, I always fucking forget their names.
Oh no, it's okay. It's just I'll never forgive you for this.
Yeah.
No, it's just kidding. But the reason I'm looking at builds right now, and so typically you see lots of Vikings go into Bribe at level 1, but currently this is a Balog build. It's all focused on Balog's auto attacks with his thrown sword. So having the Tyrande up here to make sure that that's supported actually kind of makes sense. Also, Balog has decent clear, if you've never noticed, because he actually has splash onto minion waves based on his angle. Overall, Balog is a strong solo lane with some support, and that's why I guess the Uther makes complete sense in the bottom lane. I didn't piece it together in draft, but once you said that having the double support, it honestly like kind of clicked. I was like, oh, I'm starting to see what your plan is here, Tryhard. But we'll see if they're able to split those Vikings during the Immortal phase and actually get the value they're looking for.
League actually trying to come in, get the vision on this camp.
Oh
It's
God.
almost dead. Can they get the invade?
They can't kill it.
They're gonna,
It's
no,
so
they're
blind.
totally backing around. Banning that all together. We didn't actually talk too much about the race here for the Immortals, since we had like most of the race heroes banned out. We still have Vala, which she's going arrow build, so she's gonna have
Standard, yeah.
some pretty good chunking at some point.
She needs to finish her level 4, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
and then getting the reset off of level 7, if I'm right.
Yep, reset with the
Yeah,
vault.
because Yep,
Yeah.
reset with Vault at 7. So, like, much like Hanzo, at 7, that's when she really has her burn, but she also, much like Hanzo, needs to finish a questing talent. Unfortunately, it's at a level 4, not a level 1, so she doesn't have 7 levels to work through it. So it's a bit quicker, and she scales. There was a long time ago, there was actually a graph that showed who scaled the best throughout the game, and Greymane was always considered the most well-balanced scaling hero, but she gets a higher scale later in the game, so it's just getting there is going to be the play. But the slower they play this, the better, because Vikings get value across the map, and Vala goes down.
Yeah, Vala's going down. Good dive from Cassia for that. Hash Brown sticking around on that Muradin. I think the Dwarf tosses up, ends up getting out of there. But this is a very shielded Immortal going over to League of Ordinary Gentlemen, going to stop barreling toward that top lane. The Vikings going to get out of that picture altogether, but League, they're heading bottom. That gate's already split open. They're probably aiming to get this bottom fort rather than push with the objective immediately. Bag's going to stay down here. We get the rotation from Johanna and Lily.
It's a little late, but the shielding is so high that it kind of, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, because it does, but because once your Immortal loses shielding, it moves into melee range, and then you have to, play into that strategy. But with the amount of blinds that are coming out, and the amount of, blinds, because it's triple blind in this top lane, it's so hard to deal damage to this Immortal once the entire team is up here. And you just have Mystic Shroud just poking in consistently with just magic damage as Balog?
Oh, Balog gonna go fall on bye-bye. That's fort down. Fort wasn't actually converted on the bot lane like I thought it was going to be. Those Vikings are doing a pretty decent job holding that up for now. But yeah, it would have been nice to maybe seen League of Ordinary Gentlemen stick around bottom just a bit more, just to actually get up onto that fort with the minion waves and then kind of rotate up. Because we saw when they rotated up, the shield was still there, and I feel like that would have been not a confirmed, like you mentioned, you needed those blinds to kind of prevent the burn down of that Immortal, but I think, I don't know, what the fuck am I saying? I'm just guessing this. I'm not playing.
No, I mean, I really like, I like both teams' draft, but it's scaling. Both teams have to scale a crazy amount, and Missile build from Li Ming is going to have some great poke damage onto the Immortal. That's going to be a lot of their race along with the Cassia. But it's this Vala. The Vala is what I'm really worried about for the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Tryharders, once they kind of get that scaling in their favor, they're going to be a bit of something to deal with. And you can see Super Deep is just literally burning that vault as well as the Q. And Tower Baron's not going to die from it, but they're just getting those stacks. That's all that matters for them at this point. The other thing, too, is to have a Viking composition and be a level down, that's a rough spot to be in.
It's gonna be a yikes for me, dog. The Condemn comes out. Tower Baron, though, getting stunned for a bit. Cassia going in onto Fringe, trying to get out of there. Uther getting the body blocks from Muradin. Gets the heal on Muradin, too. And there it is. No. Hash Brown. Taronda gets picked off from Ming, though, on the side. Hash Brown's and Fringe, though, walk away. Happily ever after, the two of them.
Fringe with 5, no, just 5 health. That was where at least that's the number I saw. Single digit. Just the amount of Monka sweat at that point. Just terrifying. They will be really aggressive here. I like this call on the side of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. They have the 10 advantage. They can utilize it, and they take both of these camps. So they'll have staggered pressure in top lane as Tower Baron and team are going to be moving in on this objective here, and I think they're going to be trying to go for just a little bit more than that if they can find someone maybe a little too far forward, as the Lunar Flare does not connect.
League of Ordinary Gentlemen push it up pretty far on this Immortal, starting to get the damage out in there. Ball Lightning is going out, is dissipated quickly, but the Disintegrate coming out from Li Ming gets the Uther down. Hash Browns ends up walking away again. Rosiah is on the chase, trying to get that final blow. but not being able to convert that. But we're at the halftime show for this Immortal, and this is looking like League's going to have another pretty well-shielded one on their side in a few minutes.
Meanwhile, the Vikings are trying to do work in top and bottom. There's a camp in bottom pushing, and actually Sonya's down there. They're so confident. They're just like, Sonya, just go split push with the camp so that way Vikings don't get value. Ramadi,
Beast stepping with Olaf? What's going on here?
Poor Olaf. He's just hungry. He's just a hungry boy who's going to get bodied across the map. That is going to be the Immortal 1-over in favor for the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. No fight breaking out just yet, but Ramadi's still trying to clear out these waves as Sonya has pushed up bottom to really make this a hard push.
Yeah, they finally get that fort down, so this is going to start applying some keep gate pressure to the bot lane. There's a camp following up already here as well.
I'm sorry, I looked over at Twitch chat and it's just Yikers land and then pick Candy Cane Murden, lose game.
I'm telling you, you're on the ground, you're gonna get fucking burnt, and Balog going to fall to that Disintegrate. We totally free resets for Meg on those Vikings, by the way. Like, we totally haven't been able to talk about that. If she's set up looking for another one, Spoil Stack getting a lot of damage. The Divine Shield is there to help her escape, but escape this keep shall not from its demise, and this Immortal still has a shield. And we're only at 13, and we're looking at core pressure in League, looking like they might want to end this right now.
Is this about to be the Bush League speed run of Braxis, or not Braxis holdout, Battlefield of Eternity? That is going to be the Vikings coming back. They're trying to move in. That is going to be Jugs, and that's game number 2 going over to League of Ordinary Gentlemen. The GGs go out, and Cat Peach, they speed ran that in 9 minutes and 50 seconds on the dot. The other thing on top of that is they lost 0 people.
No deaths. Actually, yeah, let's
Vikings
take
died
a
4
peek.
times. So technically it's an 8-0 game if you want to be asinine about it.
Holy butts.
Holy butts indeed. Like,
It's speechless. Just absolutely speechless
It's just
at this point.
tryhards. Like,
We love you.
I believe in them so much. I just why the Vikings?
I mean, why not?
Let me ask Fringe if what they want here.
Like, they're playing in a bracket that's not even theirs. You might as well just be like, yeah, fuck it. Like,
that's a good point. But if you're gonna play in a bracket that's not yours and say fuck it, bust out the Probius, bust out some Butcher, bust out some Chen. Like, just make people in Twitch chat happy. All right, they want first pick again, so
I'll whisper.
Power Bear. Cool. Who won game number 2? Game number 2 was won by League of Ordinary Gentlemen, Yelly Moyes.
Less than 10 minutes. 10 seconds shy of 10 minutes.
9 minutes and 50 seconds. That is the Bush League speedrun record for Battlefield of Eternity. Mark it in the history books of Bush League speedruns. But we're going to get ourselves set up here for game number 2 in just a second. I just really quickly want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us. If you have not followed this channel, please go ahead and do so. It's a wonderful place to find Heroes of the Storm content. And as I said before, click on that sub button. Find if you've got that free Amazon Prime sub. Use it. Get some sweet hog champs in your chat.
Yeah, you can. There's not many channels that have hedgehog emotes. And
this is the only channel that I know that has quality hedgehog emote. And
yeah,
that's why you come here, for quality hedgehog emotes. And also, like, here's the Storm content and other stuff. But, like, quality hedgehog emotes 100%.
Oh man. Alright, so we have Sky Temple and Tomb Bandau. We've played on Infernal and Battlefield of Eternity. And I feel like if League just wants to style on Tryharder and take it 3-0, like, just take it to Braxis. We're going in False Sky at Foundry, though, so fuck me.
Oh. I mean, so no one wants to play Braxis Holdout because of the experience that I had last night, which is, I think, what a lot of people have been experiencing, which is a 33-minute Braxis Holdout game that you literally are sweating and, like, physically shaking after. Because Mantis came in the channel, he goes, we're going to have a longer break than anticipated. And I think I just, like, out loud groaned good and then just got off of my computer because I was like, I need to be 5 minutes away from this. Like, oh my God. That was one of the hardest matches I've ever had. And I played the most mediocre Hanzo the entire time.
It was fun seeing that Hanzo. I'm not gonna lie though. Like
Twitch chat was like they were actually getting a kick out of me because like I took Dragon Strike because like why take Dragon Arrow? Why? Like this is a charity stream. Why? Why would I take something that has an AoE lockdown from my friendly team when I can have something that people can easily walk out of range of, which apparently some people struggle to walk out of. So I actually got a lot of value from it, and then I took the 20 meme upgrade because, well, memes are dreams. Oops. I need to set up lobby better. There we go. And then this person wanted hat last time.
Can you double check that we're on Central for server?
I am set to Central United States.
I am set to Central.
All right. Same. Okay, so hats are all set, and that's all good. We just have to find out if the teams are ready.
Yeah.
Oh, team 2 first pick. Whoopsie.
Whoopsies!
I did it backwards in my head. Okay. Capeach, this could be the end of Bush League Betty White bracket.
I know, this might be League of Ordinary Gentlemen kind of cinching this season in the lower half.
I mean, these are finals for the Betty White bracket with giant air quotes around them. Because there's basically this isn't really the 2 final teams for this side of the bracket. We actually had kind of a filler due to just scheduling issues.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's how life works out.
It's but the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
But the nice thing about it, it was awesome to have a team step up and say, you know what? No games go uncasted, no games go unplayed. Let's at least
you can't just not have like a finals happen on schedule, and so you just say, you know, we'll come in, make sure a game fucking happens.
All right, I hit the go button, and we're gonna go on here in just a second. Capeach, I'm super excited to go into Volskaya Foundry, but I still hold my statement from the start. I want a game 5. I want Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom would be sick. I at least want a game 4.
Yes.
Like, League should just throw. I want them to throw. Just throw this one.
I'm gonna let them know in draft chat that we want game 4.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people at home, because I think I've seen it maybe once or twice at some point, but people at home might want an update onto what the map bans and such have been so far in this game.
Well, we had Tomb of the Spider Queen banned up by Try Harder. Well, Sky Temple was taken off of the playable map list by League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Game 1, we were on Infernal Shrines. Game 2, as you saw, we were on Battlefield of Eternity. And now we are on the Overwatch map. And I hope one of these teams just drafts a whole bunch of Overwatch heroes.
You said that, and I like. It's like
Tower Baron. This is the Chuck Norris Crucible match. Whoever wins this gets automatic Chuck Norris seating season 3.
Season 3 Chuck Norris seating. Okay, that's what this is for. I should let everyone know.
Yeah.
In chat, but we are going to be having a tank choke, and they actually were, I guess, worried about the Tyrande. They didn't like it here.
Yeah, didn't like that. I mean, she can provide a bit, especially when everyone's clumped up, the idea of hitting those lunar flares becomes a lot more dangerous because you're likely going to hit multiple targets. And the way that Muradin, you know, just he's a big beefy boy. Get that beefaroni out of here.
He's got good engage and disengage, and so it's one of those situations where you're like, yeah, I'll take that off the table, especially in a team fight situation. But blind composition coming out, I honestly before going to the next. You either pick it up or you ban it out here, like, because we're gonna go into ban phase after this. But you either take the Cassia now. No, don't do that. Actually, just pick up.
Yeah, like you don't just like steal a Cassia. She's not one of those heroes you can be like, well, I'll deny you this pick and we'll make it work. It's really hard.
Because I was about to be like, no, because you can pick up Alex Strazza, Kayn, like point control supports that are so phenomenal. But we actually get a Stitch.
A Stitches in the Sonja steal. We've seen that on League of Ordinary Gentlemen, I believe, twice so far.
Composition.
Ooh, Milk Carton. I wouldn't hate a Milk Carton.
I think it is like Volskaya Foundry. Like it's not the same, but like it's not the same in the sense of like Towers of Doom, because you can literally dump them into the area of death, especially with portals getting you so far away. But oh man, this is kind of scary for League of Ordinary Gentlemen. I do like the fact that they are banning out the Deckard, but that is going to be the Cassia banned out because, well, in the last game they literally couldn't do damage for seconds upon time.
Yeah. It's always rough when that happens, but I mean, you still have 2 blinds in there, and you still have yourselves Johanna, who is a super strong pickup, regardless if you're going all blinds or not. I want it. So Kerrigan's still available. I feel like you can get a lot of Ultralisk value here, being able to stun out, help isolate picks. But I
actually like the Kerrigan completely. Yeah.
Dehaka, who is going to have a very interesting time trying to burrow through this map, and Li Ming.
This is like, in my opinion, and I think many others, this is like Dehaka's worst map.
Yeah.
His flank positions are not the best. There aren't many areas for him to get like speed boost area value as well as just brush stalker value. Like, I just don't feel good about Dehaka on this map. Like, he doesn't have good engage on point A, or he doesn't have good engage on point B. His engage on point A is kind of and point B, like point C is like mediocre. He has to come in high and through a conveyor belt. It's just, I'm not sure.
I'm going to be.
Oh my god!
Seeing.
Sorry. So draft chat, you can't. No one can see it but me. Or well, the teams can. But so remember in game 1 when there was a Kael'thas ban? And they said that your mom's really good at Kael'thas. Super Dave goes, my mom's playing this for me. So Super Dave's mom, thank you so much for playing Kael'thas. Welcome to the Bush League. I hope you body these fools. God. Which would be funny because if they win, that means that Super Dave's mom is 100%
way better.
Sorry, Super Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be rough. Gonna be rough to have to admit defeat to your mom in a video game. Like, yikes. Super yikes.
Oh, that could be their name. Super yikes.
Imagine just having like an exhibition map, but it's like you bring in the moms of everybody and they have to play. Well, like there was that one Rocket League tournament where
this game.
Oh, Mama Peach would just be like, "The hell is this? What are computers even?"
I clicked to what?
There was totally a what's it called? Why am I blanking? Oh, Rocket League. Yeah, there's a Rocket League game where one of the team's players was sick, but his dad was available, and so they had his dad come in and sub, and his dad was like awful. But they had fun with it anyway. But
the absolute dream.
Absolute dream. League of Ordinary Gentlemen, though, trying to see if they can seal the dream. Take this quote-unquote finals in a 3-0. In the blue, Razai going to be on that Maiev, and they're wigging on the Lili. Mixing Shroud on the Li Ming getting hooked. Tower Baron Johanna bags on Dehaka. Going right on in.
On the side of Tryhard, we're going to be having Fringe Average on the Sonya. Ramadi going to be on the Malfurion. Hash Browns on that East onto the Stitches. I don't know why. Super Dave on the Kael'thas and Spoilsack on the Greymane. I don't know why, but apparently Stitches is ETC to me as the roots go right underneath the Stitches, and Ender Wiggin is in a bit of a bad spot, so them fast feet are going to get them right out of there.
And Speedy Little Panda backs it up, gets on out of there. Dehaka and Sonya having at it in the bot lane. Kael'thas trying to get some value in top for the time being. Mana Addict being picked up, so no convection feeds here today, boys and girls.
Oh.
I mean, Super Dave's mom knows what's up.
Super Dave's mom does know meta, and Heroes Hearth, look out. You might have a new player for your team if Super Dave's mom can actually tear this up. But I love the roots coming out from Ramadi, just like Hash Browns, I trust you, you're going to get this hook. And regardless if they do or not, that root is there to make sure that if it happens, they can follow it up and just have that lockdown, because there is that spread time and you can disengage right out of the hook if you are mechanically smart in that area. But it's gonna be just these rotations between mid and top as Greymane does separate from the team and goes over to the right hand side for the camp. Spoldsack gonna be picking this up in the Worgen form. Shouldn't be too hard for them, and that will be some top lane pressure as the first objective will be popping up in the next minute or so.
Hash Browns and Tower Baron having a little bit of a flyby there, a little kiss and goodbye as they both pass through that bush. Support camp being worked on though for Tryharder to give them a little bit of a heads up in this next objective. We're gonna have Beacon spawning in a couple minutes. Hash Browns though taking a bit of damage from League. Trying to back away. Condemn doesn't hit.
Ooh. Hash Brown's almost getting cooked by Mystic Shroud there, and that would have been a great meal after this game, but not yet, as we do have bottom lane still going to be just played out between the two solo laners. Bag's doing a great job of soaking that up. Going to be going into... Actually, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you talked about this, but the Darkstorm spell armor at level 1 for Dehaka. It's not something we often see, but it is something that will make Kael'thas's life a little bit harder.
Get that spell armor. Get it in. You alright? I just saw your arms flying around and I got a little nervous.
There's like you ever have a burp that just won't fully come out and it just like kind of like sits there as like a bubble in your butt? Yeah, I was trying to like shake it out for a second. No, it's not happening. So I'll put beer on top of it and we'll hope for the best. But Spoiled Sec gonna make a rotation in this bottom lane. They do have the Biotic emitter as well as the fortification camp for this A point, and they have the quick engage into mid lane. So I like this hard play into bottom to push back Bags, force them to make us a longer soak into bottom lane while Spoiled Sec contests this with the help of Hash Brown.
Yeah, contestation is on. No percentages yet gained. Tower Baron was on that point. The hook goes out onto Lily though, trying to use those fast little feats to get out of this gnarly situation that a little girl should definitely not be in. The support camp is used, but Ramadi still going to fall. That is the support down for Tryharder. Spoil Sack in Morgan form, trying to get out, but is still going to fall. Fan of Knives for the win.
Oof. I like the draft, but I want to talk about supports again. So it's just like Alex Strauss made it all the way through the draft at this point, and like while Malfurion is strong with the synergy with Stitches, I do agree with that 100%. I still think Alex Strauss with her Dragon form as well as Lifebinder or even Cleansing Flame is such a strong support. And a lot of people are like, well, if we pick Alex Strauss too early, then every time she puts down a healing circle, it gets targeted. Well, then just wait for, count cooldowns or whatever you need to do, or just place it for the back so your friendly team won't get, have any sort of damage being put right onto that point. Overall, it just Dragon form forces the disengage so hard as we currently have a fight breaking out in this bottom lane, but we have Hash Browns getting shredded so hard. Maiev is looking for more kills. It's not going to be happening just yet, but I heard reset after reset on those Qs from Maiev from those Fan of Knives is just absolutely ridiculous as they're stacking up so much on the side of Tryhard, and we continue to have this back and forth, Cat Peach.
Yeah, Tryhard are still trying to make something happen, even though it's a bit risky with those health bars being so low. Tower Baron, though, taking a bit of damage, able to get away. The tether, though, onto Sonya, and now onto Greymane. Sonya going down. Hash Browns gets tongued, licked all up. Here, Hash Brown's gonna fall. Dehaka, I mean, getting value. The bushes aren't there. But just that forced re-engage and being able to grab those tongue picks have been pretty valuable for them so far.
Just really quickly, the build that's coming out from Maiev is completely into the Fan of Knives. This isn't often what we see. Like, Naisha's Blade is typically picked up at level 1, and then you often have like Bonds of Justice, I think it is, where you can quest that. It's questing talent, but and so we have the Naisha's Blades, which is going to be increasing the basic attacks, but if you actually, cycle your basic attacks through your Fan of Knives, the Fan of Knives build that they currently have is just devastating, because as long as you're getting Q resets, which they are, because so many of these members are grouping up, you can just sit there and just smash Q forever, and you're just burning down these teams, and that's exactly what's happening in these fights. It's so strong coming out from this Maiev. Like, they really need to watch themselves, but I do like the play also coming out from League. They're making sure that they deny the well for point B, and they set themselves up for a strong start to this. Meanwhile, they still have Dehaka bottom lane soaking. He never has left. And, I talked about him being like, oh, he needs to brush talk. Well, if you're winning every single engagement like they are, you don't need to have the brush talk, because you can just have his great wave clear and his great soak and his sustain.
Tether going out on the Hash Browns, going to walk away. Tower Baron, though, trying to get in, gets the living bomb, accidentally spreads it to Lily. Aw, feels bad, Tower Baron fucking feeding right now, feeding those bombs over to the team. Support can't pick up. Eyes on it, though, from Tryharder. They're trying to poke a bit, but obviously without level 10, they're not going to go in for it, but at least they are keeping eyes while Spoil Sack doing his best, grabbing that camp like a good old boy.
Okay, I'm just gonna, like, since we have no delay, and I know the members of Tryharder are listening. Sonya takes leap. Stitches takes Gorge, and you just leap on them, you lock them down, take the Gorge, and then you walk away. Kael'thas waits in the back line with the Greymane, and you solo target, blow up people every single time. Just do that. You'll win the video game. Or you just take Leap and you still win regardless because it's Leap and it's the best talent the Sun you can ever take. It's mostly just because I want to see it and I want to hear her. Like I want to imitate her throughout the entire
We just
game.
want the yell. We really just want the yell.
Just want to go oh, and smash on the ground.
That's what everyone wants. We do unfortunately get Wrath of the Berserker though coming out.
But that is going to be Gorge. They are going to have that they're going to be trying to steal one member away, as they are maybe looking for the Dahak in bottom lane, but they do make that disengage. Oh, I was just looking at minimap and I was like, bags? Oh, they even come back and spray.
The BM is real. So Good mentions like which is the Chuck Norris bracket team. And it's funny, right? Because you would assume Tryharder would have had a maybe more even time in this matchup, being in the quote-unquote higher seeded bracket. But in all of these games, they're looking pretty rough. Disintegrate coming out. Spoilsack trying to get away. Barely does. The Phoenix there for a bit of zoning. The Gorge went out onto Mystic Shroud, but uses the teleport to get out of that mess. Hash Browns, though, sticking around. Tether is on. Stitches roaming around. Roots for disengage coming out from Romedy. Very, very good.
This is such a tighter game for the members of Tryharder, as they actually get the hook onto a minion. I heard it actually go out. I was like, wait, did they get somebody? No. It's going to be it's a tighter game for them. They're keeping the level gap only to, well, a level at this point. You know, we're not seeing a big 13 to 10 gap, which is what we saw in game 1 game 2 when they speed ran Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah.
Bottom lane? Wait, Dahak is getting chased in bottom lane.
Bags on the conveyor belt. All Gravity Well.
That is going to be the essence used as well, and they know. Yeah,
they just give up.
But
why
the nice
give
thing
up
is,
at that point, though? Just
they
go for
burned
it.
the essence, and I'm assuming they were like, well, we got value because he has no essence left. Actually, I'm going to click on Dahak and keep an eye on that so everyone in chat knows. Because he has Brush Stalker up. I was wondering. I was like, does he not just Brush Stalker out and just say like, I'm good? Like, click on any point on the map and you're going to be fine, Dahak. Just click across the map and you'll go somewhere. Away from damage. But 13 to 12 currently in levels, 4 to 0 in kills, and we currently have an aggressive posturing coming out from the members of Tryharder. But League of Ordinary Gentlemen, they still have that Brush Talk from Dahaka, but where they'll use it, that's the big question.
Serende's mom putting the Phoenix in a very interesting position. They get the kill onto Johanna. Hash Browns, though, is going to be traded out here, so the tanks are out of the picture. We are looking at the back line, just kind of poking each other out. Bags coming up, trying to act as that warrior for the time being. And it's looking like this Protector, again, going to be going over to League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Oh golly.
Oh golly, indeed.
That's all I can say about that.
Bop. We are going to be having we'll have the top lane still held over. Point B is going to be the... I think it's just going to be held over. I don't think they're going to give this... They're not going to be trying to go in once again. Biotic emitters for both teams. Both Sack maybe look... No, okay. The big question, Cat Peach, is do they do the top lane run or do they set up for catapult pressure in top, or do they do the point C run and set up themselves just for having that point C advantage with the well being taken out? And they're going back and forth. They're not sure themselves, but I think they're going to make that rotation for it.
Yeah, they're going to make the rotation. They could also, yeah, they're going to come do a little bit of damage to that mid fort. Just keep on lumbering down.
Just poking at that mid lane.
Yeah, just poking out. Gets the shots onto Hash Browns in the back for now.
All right, so this is a bit sidetracked because we're not having any sort of big fights at this point. Just kind of poking between the two teams. It took me a little bit to actually.
Oh, Super Dave's mom.
Super Dave's mom. That's so rude. You could have at least left them with like 5 health like you did with Fringe Average in the first game, but actually that's going to be the root right underneath the Triglav Protector going to be falling here. The silence comes out as well. They dive in. Joanna going to be dropping here. Mystic Shroud in a bit of a bad spot. The cleanse comes out too early. The Gorge is going to be there as well. This is a dead Li Ming.
Yeah, the root's there. Misses slightly, but Mystic Shroud's still going to fall. And what heads up play from Romedy being able to use that Twilight Dream, get the Get the
Even
silence
root,
out there and the roots.
It was so smart to drop the root right underneath the Triglav Protector as it ended because they fall right there in that spot. It's not like Ragnaros where you can choose where you come out from it, or like Zagara, the same thing. It's you drop right where the Triglav Protector is. And so he knew that. He dropped the root. They were there, and they bodied 2 members. That's the momentum shift they needed in favor for Tryharder. And they have the potential, you know, here's the storm. It's a rubber band game. Like, this is all you need to really start to get your momentum back, pull the game back in your favor. As we currently have Dahaka going to be hearthing maybe in the top of the map. What is he doing? Okay.
Yeah, he's hearthing. I was gonna call it Ender Wiggin for AFKing on Lily for a bit, but he started to move. Also, everyone from Cold Cake Stream, welcome to the shit show that is known as Bush League. Hi. We're in the finals for our lower Betty White bracket here, kind of in the concluding days of the league.
Welcome to everybody. We currently have Point C, which is going to be popping up fairly soon. They need to make these rotations quicker on the side of Tryharders because they need to get that 16 talent tier so that way they can fight this evenly. They have top lane camp pressure. That's a big move for them, but we currently have Maiev in this bottom lane as well as Tower Baron.
Poke the fucking well. Sorry. Like, that well has nothing. That well has nothing.
It's got shields. We actually have the Rather Berserker coming out. Tower Baron in a horrible spot. They actually have no shielding at this time. Oh my god, but the jugs are out! Maiev is going to be falling here, trying to save so many members. They end up losing themselves. That is going to be oh my god. They drop a Biotic Emitter, utilizing it, and then they lose one on the side of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Cat Peach, I said it before, but this momentum shift is huge for the members of Tryharder. They could take Point C, and Point C is considered an ending Triglav. Even if you have to go through a fort and a keep, you can definitely do it if you have the pressure and the team fight capability for this, as the hook goes out and doesn't connect. And they actually went for Fishing Hook at 16, so we're not going to be seeing that pulverized slow, but definitely looking for those real long pulls.
Yeah, there's been a couple that Hash Browns has just barely missed, so I think just being able to get the confirm, something he's looking for there. The the Maiev has returned finally, so Point C, spawning in 10 seconds. Double conveyor belt, always the bane of everyone's goddamn existence on this map. Ooh, Bagskits. Oh, uses the movement burrow talent. Getting out of here. Fringe, though, trying to get in, get that damage, but that dinosaur gonna lumber? What the fuck am I saying? Gets away. He gets away.
He looks like he's just always he's just always sprained his ankle. That's Dahaka. He's just kind of got that odd limp where it's just like, you're okay, but something happened to you recently. Top lane still has that pressure, though, from the camp. It is not a ton of pressure, but it will win the lane over overall. Plus, they've got another wave crashing into that, so that will be pretty strong for them. They do pick up the fortification camp, but 50% on this Point C in favor for the members of Tryharder, and they could potentially be, Hash Browns, they need to be a little safe here.
Hashy. Maybe trying to bait a little bit. Turret being picked
They do have
up.
the scouting, though. If they... I don't like this engagement.
Hashy.
This is 1v5.
Hashy BB, no! You're still just... You're still just walking around there. Oh, the Gorge on the Lily.
What?
Oh, the Twilight Dream going out. The jugs are there. Johanna and Dahaka both going down. The chase is onto Rosei, though, who is going behind enemy lines. Gets the blank out of there for the time being.
Hook is up.
Oh! Not even, actually, I was going to say so close, but it wasn't even close. Like, that wasn't even where my head was going to be.
I was like, maybe, no. But Super Dave on the point, Super Dave's mom is going to be on the point and picks up the Triglav. This is the first Triglav they've picked up on the side of Tryharders. Capeach, this is huge for them. They can get so much value. They need to make quick calls. There's 3 dead. They need to make sure that they get as much value while they have 3 members against them dead. If they can pick up Mystic Shroud and Stagger of Death, that'll be, I wouldn't say GG, but it will be very monkish shake.
It'd be a really big moment. I feel like not having Sonya, though, to help out with some of that damage is kind of the bane of the existence of Tryharder. That hook miss, Mystic Shroud, the heads up, blink out of there. But Sonya's trying to catch up in levels. We see Tryharder with actually their first level advantage so far in this best of 5.
Oh, yeah.
So they're at least working on that. Fringe returning to the team has that Biotic Emitter as well.
Oh
Tongue
no.
goes out on the hash browns.
Hook, excuse me, the cleanse went out as well. They're fine. They currently have the trigger level at 50%. Hash browns is so low, but they're focusing onto that hero. They need to back off. Biocommitter needs to be dropped by Fringe Average at some point in this fight because they need healing onto their friendly team. Bags is going to get the burrowing claws. That is going to be the hook coming out onto the Maiev, and they also have the Gorge as well. Currently going to have the trigger level protector flanking the entire team. That is going to be Rousey going out, but are they able to live through it, Cat Peach?
The Warden's Cage there, Maiev, not enough to get out of the situation. Ender Wiggin also going to fall, so that support out of the picture. Bags gets pulled in, uses the burrow to escape. We still have Kilthos in the protector doing a lot of damage. Dehaka though falling. And eyes on the keep. Spoilsack pretty low.
Eyes in the dark will keep them from getting targeted by the keep here, but the thing is, if they have a minion wave. They've got decent, okay health. They can get healed up by Ramadi fairly well as long as they cycle and play the safe. They have the potential to end. They should be pushing in. There's still 20 seconds on Maiev, and everyone else is above that. They can at least put core pressure and get some damage on. They will back out of here. I'm being hyper aggressive because I've had alcohol, and that's all that I'm just like aggression, win the game. But I really do believe that they actually could have gotten a lot more out of that than they let on. But they're gonna play it safe. They're gonna play it. I guess you could say it's smart. But they are just gonna rotate around, get some camps, pick up items, as well as have some lane pressure. But Cat Peach, this is consistent catapult pressure in the one lane where it's the most well defended in favor for the members of Tryhard. Sorry, your stream dropped for me, and I think it's just my internet, but also Ender Wiggin left game too.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, we got the pause.
I'm not used to doing pauses. All right, your stream's fine, by the way.
Yeah, we're good for now. We're good for now. We're gonna wait until Ender Wiggin gets back in this game. But Tryharder showing signs of life finally in this matchup.
Sorry, I was letting them know it's my bad that I didn't do the pause. But yeah, no. So we have 19 to 20. Like this is. You said it earlier, like when they first had that trig love, this is the first big advantage and even talent tier and even level advantage that they've had throughout this entire series. Oh, come on, Spoiled Sack. That was not the time for the bathroom.
Now it's not the time for your pee-pee.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's not. But no, this is an absolutely, like, I said it before, like that one wipe gave momentum shift in favor for the members of Tryharders, and if they ride this wave, they have catapult pressure in bottom consistently, and it's the most well-defended lane for themselves, which means they don't really have to babysit that too much because catapults will consistently win that lane out, and Dehaka will have to be basically babysitting that lane, utilizing the brushstroke to come back into the team fights, and this is where that brushstroke, where there's not a lot of areas to brushstroke into, comes into a bit of a scary spot, because if you can't get out quick and you can't engage in the way that your team wants to engage, then you're just kind of a dinosaur. I don't know. You're a dinosaur. Woo.
You're just a normal lane dinosaur and not a global dinosaur at that point. I get you.
I wish you could be a pterodactyl and not just like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can kick all the minions, but not, like, actually go. Anyways.
I'm going to swap back over to the game. So the mini-map is still pulsing because they grabbed the camp just as soon as the game paused, and it's just fucking pulsing over there. I don't know why that's bothering so much.
No, I like, now that you mention it, I'm just like, God, just stop. Can we
just unpause for a second? No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Can we just, like, unpause? But no, I of course would not. No. I'm not going to mess up this very, very series. Oh, we actually have them back.
Well, Spoilsack is back. Is Ender back?
Oh.
The PP is done. The DC, maybe not done.
I just got way too excited about
getting back. It's all good. Better things, though. I'm on to my second tall boy, so that's good.
Same, actually. How far's about?
I mean, I literally just opened it during when they were grabbing the bottom protector. I was like,
"Oh no, you're right. No, I heard it in my headphones. You're right. Yeah, I think it still has. Yeah, you still have one. Any updates? No. So Cat Peach at this point, like, we always talk about the things that teams need to do to get back and, you know, bring the game back. But currently, tryharders are playing on that kind of coming back foot in the entire series. What do you do in this game 3 to confirm and make sure that you are going to be going into a game 4?
So, I mean, here's what I would say. We're going to have Next Protector spawning at A. It's not absolute bottom, but there's a pretty clear path from there to that bottom lane. And both other lanes just are so well guarded. They still have forts up. I think they still have pretty healthy... Gate and mid is down. 2 towers still up on top lane. And so I feel like you just have to give up on those lanes altogether and say those are going to remain. Our entire condition here is in that bottom lane. And kind of hope that works out. You're going to have to make sure that Fringe is still keeping an eye on all these lanes, though, and making sure that the other pressure isn't building up, much like how Dehaka going to have to keep an eye on that bottom lane. But I think, you know, they've been playing, I think, a bit more careful this time around on said try harder. And so I think so long as they're able to keep that up, and maybe in this downtime, it looks like they're going to try to take out this fort. That puts them in a good position for that A to, you know, it's a 20-minute protector. It's going to hit hard, so they might be able to blow through that keep. But Dehaka's already doing a really great job in clearing that bot lane and keeping it really pushed back. So, I mean... maybe that bot win condition just isn't there. We're going to have to kind of play it by ear and see how well Dehaka kind of babysits down there.
That's actually a really, really good point, because making sure that they actually just clear out their wave, like that's all that Dehaka has to do consistently. And you can already see it. Like, I'm looking in the map, I'm looking at 2 minions already pressing up to the gate. Like, yes, catapult pressure will win out the lane consistently, but it's not going to just be the thing that's just like, oh yeah, like, we've got it. Like, just because we've cleared out the wave, we're going to win this over. But they push into bottom. They want to make this, they want to even this up as quickly as possible. And the one thing that I also want to note while you're going through that, like we had talked about, you know, at advantages, disadvantages, as Mystic Shroud gets the blink out in time. You know, they're playing a very, very control comp type on the side of tryharder. It's allowing them to kind of take the engages they want to take outside of the objective. And, you know, those hooks, that's exactly what I mean by that is, you know, having that availability to basically pull the enemy team in and being like, all right, you are now engaging with us on a very, you know, not a good situation that works out so well for them. But this is what I wish they would have done on Battlefield of Eternity. This is what I was talking about with control comp, playing it slow. If they would have had this mentality in game 2, I think this would have been a stronger series for them. But at the same time, they still have advantage in bottom lane. If they delay this out, they've got top lane pressure, they've got catapult pressure with a very, very well mounted minion wave in bottom too. Overall, like, if they play this slow, that forces the members down into bottom lane. Once they see that, they can take a fight in an advantage. Capiche, this series has so many intricacies too. I'm so excited about it right now.
We also have 3 turrets, well now 2 turrets because one's on the ground, and a biotic emitter for tryharder. So they're kind of stacked up on items for this next engagement. The tether goes out onto Hash Browns, followed by the blink. The Phoenix is there for a bit of zoning potential for that Dehaka. Tower Baron, though, taking a lot of damage, pops the Iron Skin. Can she walk away? She'll be fine for the time being, but 60% for this beacon for tryharder.
3 fortification camps on the ground right now. I just want to point that out. Oh my god, the Gorge on Johanna. But they have Indestructible. They have Indestructible. They have to go through 2 shields.
And they did. And they did it real fast.
Shit.
Yeah, but Johanna's not that great.
Oh my god. Actually, Sonya didn't even go into Poison Spear. She's all Whirlwind build. Mystic Shroud with the
yeah, what's that called? The
Archon. Well, so it's I'm assuming it's Archon Pure Power. Yeah.
Yeah, Archon Pure Power.
It's not Archon Pure Power. Oh my god, the hook though!
The hook, the root, the protector, damn it!
I'm sorry, that's GG. Like, I hate calling games like this, but that is so GG off of that.
I mean, you got that pick. You still have Johanna down for another 25 seconds. You have a full health protector, and you have 2 catapults and an empty bot lane suppression going out onto the core as well. And tryharder possibly getting a point on the map. The Warden's Cage, though, pulling in some members. Dehaka going down. Hash Brown's also going down, but core 40% and falling.
Shredded.
Bitches. Game 4.
Reverse sweep. Here we go. We got a series on our hands.
Clappy clap clap. That was a good job by Try Harder. They tried really hard, and they did it.
I love this. I think when you I don't play super competitive, but I've watched enough of it, I've watched a lot of it. I don't think enough is the right word. But it's one of those situations where, like, if you see a team that plays this aggressive, plays this high, burst, high kill, high everything, it's one of those situations where I'm just like, play a control comp, play it slow, play the picks that you want. The Stitches here was such a smart pick. It was such a smart idea, and I really, really like how well it worked out. Ramadi had phenomenal roots throughout that entire game. Like, I can't talk enough about how the roots were always where they needed to be. The silences, the Twilight Dreams were phenomenal. The healing coming out from Ramadi doing almost 90,000 in healing, just 90 some points away from that. But it was a really, really great game. The members of Try Harder showed up for this game number 3 and take us to a game 4. And the big questions is just where we're going to be going and what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we're figuring that out now, but as we kind of prepare for game number 4, we're going to take a 5-10 minute break for everyone to get their pee-pees out and for people to replenish on their beers as well, as I'm just like also...
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm out of beer.
There we go. But yeah, we're going to take like a 5-10 minute break. We'll get lobbies set up and we'll be here for game number 4. Betty White Finals coming in. Bush League. See you in a couple.
Shane, just give up. Just shut it down and go to bed. Come on now, you're killing me. I fought demons and dragons and Balrogs, and you're the one killing me. Let's call it a night, Shane. I'm serious now. Don't make me... Listen, let me put it to you like this. You're out of ammo. Where did your health go? You'll never get far without a life bar. Don't fight them, just flee. Clearly you're sleepy. You could be snoozing instead of losing. No more dying. Please stop trying. You need skill, Shane, and you haven't got any. If gaming skills were money, then you wouldn't have a penny. You need luck, Shane, but you're flat out of that. Here comes another pitfall, and there you go, splat. I'm not surprised to see you lying there dead. I think the headshot was invented when you stuck out your head. Is there a button broke? Is this as slow as you can race? Out of only 7 racers, you're in 47th place. You must be lost now. Where's that other puzzle piece? You've been down this fucking corridor a dozen times at least. Is this Lemmings? Because you just ran off a cliff, and your stupid face was priceless. I hope someone makes a gif. Game over, Shane. It's game over, Shane. That's right. Game over, Shane. Go to bed. Game over, Shane. My name is Wally, I'm a wizard, and you know I've been around. So don't be talking shit or I'ma have to put you down. I've got a magic wand, and I rock it like a mace, and then I'll hop onto my dragon and we'll torch the whole place. I'm an old boss, so they shower me with riches. I got magic in these fingers, just ask my 20 bitches. Game over, Shane. It's game over, Shane. Turn the power off.
All right, we're back after that apparent very interesting musical interlude that I didn't know existed in my playlist.
I mean, I gotta say, it slapped. It slapped. It was a song to listen to because I literally I was unmute stream, let's go, let's hear this. And
yeah, I saw Tattersale comment of this song, and I was like, what the fuck is playing? Usually Pop Sky is groovy and upbeat. but not today. Sans also, thanks for the 100 bits. Glad that you're cheering for Fringe and Super Dave. They got some fans. But
Super Dave's mom, I gotta say, killed it that last game.
Very good, very good. There's my
Sorry,
doorbell.
Super Dave, but like, oh, I was like, is that mine? No, wait, no, mine doesn't make a normal noise. Mine sounds like a weird cough. Like I didn't answer the door like a bunch of times for my neighbors. They're like, why don't you answer the door? And then I showed them what my doorbell sounds like. They're like, why does your doorbell sound like that? I was like, I don't know. It was the previous homeowner. Like, it just sounds like a weird kind of like coughing noise. And I wonder if it's like because it doesn't make like Bandit never barks whenever it goes off. And I wonder if it's one of those things where like it's like a noise that doesn't trigger dogs. I don't know. It's a weird year we live in, but either way, I don't want to trigger my dog. Kael'thas is definitely being banned out. Mama Supa is mad right now, according to Draft.
Yeah, I mean, she's not coming in for this game number 4, which, I mean, so far, Tryharder's only won with her, so this is spelling ultimate demise, I would say, for their team. Johanna being banned by League of Ordinary Gentlemen here. Afraid maybe of that first pick snipe from Tryharder?
Since we took a little break there, I'm sure we've got some new viewers, some new friends.
Oh, yeah.
They might have missed out on what the maps have been so far.
They also probably would
also
appreciate a point on the scoreboard for Tryharder. There we go. Y'all get your one point.
I just want to point this out. If Tryharder wins this, we could be going to Towers of Doom.
That'd be fucking lit. But like you were saying, yeah, so Tryharder earlier banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen, and then Sky Temple was banned out by League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Game number 1, we were on Infernal Shrines. Game 2, Battlefield of Eternity, and that last game 3 on Volskaya Foundry, and we are now here on the Shire of Dragons.
The reverse sweep has begun, Cat Peach, but a Yrel has been picked up for the first time in this entire series.
We also have the Sonya ban, again proving...
Oh.
Ooh, Diablo Malthael. Get it. Malthael solo lane into the Yrel is an interesting choice. I think he pairs fairly well into her.
From my understanding and from what I've seen, I personally say that Malthael beats Yrel in solo lane. Like, if people are like, oh, you know, like, solo lane matchups, Malthael into Yrel, like, that's the matchup, and Malthael over time wins that over harder. And picking Yrel in the first slot is not so much a win kind of thing. Bless you.
Thank you.
But like it's one of those things, like, because in the past it was just like if you pick your solo lane too early, then there's a counter. And for a while Yrel was like, if we pick Yrel, like, we don't have a counter. But now Malthael was like, well, percentage based damage, GG will play, he's got good wave clear, cleave, all that good stuff. Last Rites does do percent based healing to Yrel in Ardent Defender, but just don't hit R when you hear bells. Duh. GG's. Duh. Come on, noobs. That's why I'm in gold 5.
Yeah. This is why I've never climbed out of silver. It's cool.
We're doing it this season. We're both climbing this season.
Yo, I went into I dipped into bronze for a little bit in Team League. I'm out of it now. I'm out of it now. But instantly, like, Silver 5 was like people trying to assemble drafts that make sense. Literally, first game in Bronze 1 was like it was Zul'jin and I think a hammer. There were a couple like really odd picks all at once, and I was like, what the fuck? And then we had, in my promotion game, there was a player whose handle was Cho, had Cho hovered, and we were like, you're not getting a Gaul, like, this is not happening. We were trying to talk them through this whole draft, and at the last minute, their last pick Murky.
You know, guys, it's not me that's the problem. It's everyone else around me. I want to pick Cho, and since they don't want to pick Gaul, I'm gonna punish my entire team.
Yeah,
because that actually happened to me.
Sorry, we like totally missed this entire fucking draft. Kerrigan makes it in.
Hashtag Hero League ramblings. But Kerrigan makes it in. No, that's actually a really good point, because they have a stupid dive heavy comp. Diablo dives in, Malthael dives in, Greymane dives in, Kerrigan dives in, Rhaegar comes in and bites that butt, as we actually have Romedy off healing. Wait, what?
Oh, snap.
Romedy solo lane? Romany solo lane? What?
Romany returned to solo lane, baby. Let's go. Ender Wiggins still on that fucking Lily. Just really committing to that Lily.
But the big thing also is main tank Blaze, technically, and bunker to deny last rights, but if Chaboy doesn't call it or they don't drop it in time or if they're too far away, last rights will destroy Lily and Zeratul, but Jaina has Ice Block, Yrel has Ardent Defender post 10. Cat Peach, I don't know about this game. I don't know who I'd give this over to.
I mean, there's really only one way to tell Bahamut, and that's to let these teams fucking slap it out on this battlefield in game number 4. League of Ordinary Gentlemen have 2 points on the board right now. Bags is going to be on that Blaze. Rosei on the Zeratul. Tower Baron will play the Yrel. Mystic Shroud on the Jaina, and Ender Wiggin just refusing to not play the Lily.
And on the right-hand side, we are going to be having the members of Tryharders, with Hash Brown's going to be on the Diablo, Super Dave going to be on the Greymane, Kerrigan going to be played by Spoiled Sack, Romedy on that Malthael, and Fringe Average going to be on the Rhaegar. And I actually sent you a message, but you're doing obs. Do you want me to take over? Because you've done it for 3 games in a row already.
Oh yeah, sure, let's do that.
All right. Yep, I am on it currently, so let's go ahead and get into this. We currently have Spoiled Sack getting so Mr. Shroud gets with the ice. Lance right there, because I was just like, wait, do they get out of here? No way they do, as that is going to be the first pick of the game, sub 30 seconds. And let me just tell you all how much experience that yielded. It was a total of 300 experience for a hero kill sub 1 minute into this game. All that experience.
But it's like it's the dominance, like what's it called, like the big dick energy, like you just throw that dick all over the map and say, like, here it is.
Big dick energy. Tower Burn and Romedy going to be the ones in the solo lane, as we had called it before. My scroll wheel apparently doing weird things. But we also are going to be having mid to bottom rotations from these teams, and I really like this, as Greymane has already split off on the right-hand side, but they do the exact same thing on the left.
Yeah, those should counteract, so it's really who wants to guide them in more. Hash Browns, though, trying to get the vision on here. Fringe Average coming up on the Rhaegar, but they see a Rosei in the back. They get the flip, able to teleport out of there for the time being, but good heads up from Hash Browns, at least trying to get that early pick.
I just like early game picks like this, like they start to amount, and you're starting to see it. Like, also the rotations are starting to be really big from the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Maybe they don't want to allow a game 5, but I personally want it, as Hash Browns is trying to cook themselves in these flames, and Blaze in a bad spot. Reposition Bags is going to get out with just under 300 health. Hash Browns needs to make the disengage.
Oh man, and I think, hold on, let me double check on this. Oh nope, just kidding, never mind. There's totally a talent for Lily where it'll heal for more on low health targets, and I forget if that's a level 1 or a level 4 talent pickup. I was just wondering if
it's a level free drinks. Healing brew, cooldown reduced by 1%, or excuse me, 1 second, and its mana cost is refueled by heals under 50% health. So I think it is that level.
No, there's another one that like literally will heal for a target for more if they're at like 25% health or lower. Okay. And I was wondering if that's that.
I'm not a support main, but I was like, yeah, that's totally level 1. No, I just read you a different talent.
Lily's the only. So like all my supports are like, Hash Browns ends up falling. All my supports are at like some of them are like level 7 or whatever, and nothing big. Lily, level 30. I love Lily. She's great.
Lily was the first hero that I played, and it was like before they made that quality of life change where you had to like, you could just hold down Q and you didn't have to hit it. And so like all my friends, like my friend used to yell at me, he's just like, dude, I want you to hit Q so hard that I can hear it through comms. Like that was just like, I want to hear your healing.
Yep.
And we actually get a kill onto Kerrigan, and Cat Peach. So I'm seeing some weirdness, some shakiness coming out from the members of Tryhard. Is like playing in a game 4, like it takes a lot out of you, especially if you're drinking as much as probably these teams are.
Yeah, I mean, Fringe has to remember how to play support, which like fuck Team Tryhard at this point. Like obviously there was a role change for a reason. I'm sorry, I love you, Fringe, but maybe just getting like the support shakes out, you know, like trying to remember what it's like to to fill that role if you're Fringe.
Oh my God, you
Spolsak
murdered
taking a
him
lot
so
of damage from the snow in the bot lane.
It's one of those things that like Kerrigan gets value, but I think you noted it in the first draft really, really well. It depends on how you deal with her shielding, how well you manage her Qs and her abilities, and to make sure that you have all that value into that. And so far it's yielded them 2 deaths, right? Or even more. Am I counting right?
Rip.
3 deaths.
They also didn't take a Q at level 4 either. They're going Impaling Blades.
Oh yeah. So I've looked at actually when I was
Romedy.
Oh my God, Romedy.
Romedy.
No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's
Romedy.
no way.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold. No. You
Shut
could've
the
got the
fuck
kill.
up.
Maybe Razi didn't have the Q. It was on cooldown. Because if they had a Q, that would have been a dead Malthael 100%.
Diablo charging in on that bot. Channel's here for Rosai, but Spoilsack keeping an eye on it. Hash Brown's looking a bit low. They have the camp and bottom to help at least with the siege pressure, but it's about whether or not Kerrigan can keep that Zeratul off the channeling point. Bags hanging in the shadows. Rosai actually.
There is someone in.
What?
There was Fringe Average coming up here to help out. So, the 2 people who traded roles came up and helped each other and got a kill. So I think, yeah, there you go. It's
bromance.
I think Tattersail in Twitch chat actually pointed out the Lily count that we were discussing.
I could have sworn it was earlier, but it's probably the beer talking. Impaling Blades coming out onto Mystic Shrouds. The blinds are there from Lily. Rosai getting real thick into things. Hash Browns flips him out of that picture. Gets a Shadow Charge away. No deaths, but Shrines grabbed and Dragonite grabbed here for try harder.
And they're gonna go bottom with it. And the reason play this slow. They gotta play it slow with the team. They need the ancillary kind of harass from the team. They need some sort of extra poke because Dragonites can get burned down super quick. 4v1, it's still a 4v1. Dragonite does hit hard, but if you have a good healer, you have a good healer. With the pressure that's surrounding it, that makes it so much harder to poke onto this. You want to play it safer, and the dragon gets so much more value. And I get so hyped about this because of the fact that the dragon in this bottom lane is going to do exactly what I'm pumped about, taking out this well. Though Hash Brown says Jovin Ender Wigan is going to be the target, as they currently have Zeratul trying to do some damage. There's going to be a pull-in from Zeratul, or from Kerrigan that doesn't connect, and they disengage, but they got the well. Lane sustain on this map is just as important, if not more important, in the top and bottom lane, because you have those control points, and having no sustain, that's a ton of value. But Ten's achieved first still on the side for League of Ordinary Gentlemen, and this is a bad spot for Romedy, but the team comes in to help.
Ashbrown's getting the flip on the Rosai. Void Prison used to stop that engagement. The Ring of Frost connects with 2 on the bottom. Spoilsack getting really low. Mystic Shroud should get this kill, and Romedy also going to fall 2-4 right now for League of Ordinary Gentlemen, and they're going to start working on these towers, get them down, start prepping this mid lane. I mean, as you mentioned, the wells on top and bottom are super important, but when you're constantly trying to protect maybe someone channeling that midpoint as well, if you do lose those beacons, that well is just as important in those situations. So the quicker you whittle those down, it's one more tool not in your enemy's tool belt, as the dads say. I don't know why only dads say that. I feel like everyone says that, but tool belts and dads and raw men.
Well, because it was the 90s and Tim Allen was the only male that did construction, correct?
Oh.
No, I'll follow you on that. Home Improvement was the best show in the 90s.
Home Improvement was the fucking best, dude.
Either way, we are currently just going to be having a bit of a brawl, actually, that might be starting out of Hash Browns. Pulling away from... See, all right, PSA, if you're playing Hero League and you get caught out like that, don't run to your friendly team. Like, I've had supports be like, dude, don't run to the team if you're getting caught by 4 people. You're literally bringing the engagement to a team that is down and also being on a camp. So, nice. Yes, they lost their Diablo, but granted, it is at 91 stacks rather than 100, and they caught him out. So overall, this early in the game, it's still great. Like, I overall, I think this is still a great game for both teams, and maybe I'm a little one-sided because I kind of want that 5th game, but Tryharders, I think they've got a lot of viability in this game number 4.
Yrel being able to protect that top lane from this camp so far. The shrines now available for Cap in here. This is bottom camp continues.
This is
to push.
aggressive.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive camp steal, especially against a team that's about to have level 13s over you. But I don't think anyone on League of Ordinary Gentlemen really sniff it out. They're focused on getting the Kerrigan Rosai going in. The Ultra is coming out, missing the stun though, but still available to soak some of the damage coming out from League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Hash Browns here gets the Shadow Charge on the Ender Wigan, but no flip to follow up just yet. Void Prison coming out. Ultraless just deciding to join the party.
They have the Cap available, though, in midpoint, but we have the Yrel currently there. Malthael's going to be rotating down at some point. They do have that Ardent Defender on the Yrel, so Last Rites is not going to be a viable option for, you know, damage onto Tower Baron unless they already know that that's on cooldown, because it is a... Oh, off the top of my head, I don't know. It's 120... It's 2-minute cooldown. Ring of Frost going to be coming out here, but they have the Lightning Breath coming out. Bunker is out as well. There is going to be the Ancestor Healing coming out. We have so much damage coming out here. Bags is so low. Kerrigan getting the jump. They don't follow it up. They let them go with just under 100 health. If they got the second Q, that would have been the death. They let it go, but they currently have the availability for the Dragon Knight mid. As Tower Baron is really low. Ramadi could play this way more aggressive than they are.
Yeah, Ramadi waiting for the team to come up. They find that Yrel, the Ardent Defender, ends up being popped, but I mean, she is just between 4 enemies, and that is going to be Dragon Knight number 2 going over to Tryhard in the series. This time, Kerrigan operating the vehicle. Getting the flame
onto
onto
a little
the
bit and say that they should have held that kill, so that way they could have gotten the last rights from Ramadi, so they can get the 1 cooldown reduction stack. But that's my BM, and
that's true. That's not very sportsmanlike for
Also, Dragon Knight just dropped the fire breath like right before the tower. Sorry, this is
it's like a red carpet.
Right?
It's a red carpet, right? It's like for the Dragon Knight to walk onto, not for doing damage.
If anything.
I like
but
it. This
is going to be bottom lane pressure, Cat Peach, and they look for this flank, and this is a bad idea.
Yeah, this is pretty risky for League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Tower Baron is going to fall. Rosai makes it away with a little bit of health, but you're now looking at a 4 versus 4 in a dragon if you're League of Ordinary Gentlemen. This dragon is working on your gatekeep. The sidewall's already taken out. And they're approaching level 15 soon. This Dragon Knight's still really healthy. Only 9 seconds left, though. So Spellsack and team going to have to retreat. The Void Prison catching for the Ring of Frost with the 2 root in the back. The Lightning Breath does come out. Greymane going to fall on the backside. The Jugs are there, but stunned out of it. Looks like the Ultraless trying to get the kill. Mystic going to fall. Ender Wigging doing what they can to blind, but League of Ordinary Gentlemen, they get a 1-for-1 here, but their health bars are kind of low. Rosai, though, not really giving a shit, just trying to get in, get spoil sack. Ramadi gets a bit of damage.
Are they going to go out at some point? There it is. It goes on to Bags, and that's going to be the Blaze falling here. They dive onto Ender Wiggin, but nope. As Tower Baron, once again, is out of position. And this main tank, oh my god, spoiled Zach, my boy, what you doing?
Putting that chicken butt all over the ground.
I'm not gonna lie, Cat Peach, no main tank. Like you can talk about all the Zool specialist main tank you want, but when you put 2 bruises as main tank, it doesn't seem to be working out. But they are having a really good chase here as the sustained damage is going to be coming out. Ramadi low, going to get cleansed here as well. There's going to be some damage coming out from Jaina, but the Ice Block is there. They might have killed themselves here as we have the Jugs coming out as well. Jaina going to be falling here. We have Rousey getting healed up by those Jugs just fine, and they disengage, but they end up getting another pick and staggering to death, 16-15. This is a different team. Did we swap the sides of the teams and mislabel them? Because this is not the same team we saw in Game 1 and Game 2.
Tryhard got sick of us flaming them, and we're like, all right, I guess we should actually play.
They're just listening to all of our advice. They're just like, all right, just be super aggressive or play control comps or whatever. But like, Cat Peach, they're coming back, and I'm honestly gonna say Tryharders, they're showing that they want to go to a Game 5 and they potentially want to take it.
Yeah, I mean, imagine coming in from the Chuck Norris bracket, losing out on that, coming into the quote-unquote finals of Betty White just because one of the teams couldn't make it, and then stealing that from League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Like, that's the ultimate BM. And I'm here for it.
I think it's the ultimate BL, the ultimate Bush League. Because that is
such a Bush League move.
It is such a Bush League thing to happen where it's just like, oh yeah, like we're in the finals. Oh, our enemy can't make it. All right, well there's someone from another okay. So we just got denied twice technically of the final.
That would be the opposite of a Cinderella story. That's like the fucking Maleficent coming in and being like, fuck all y'all bitches, and
who the bitch who's in the mirror who's just like
it's her. It's her. Tryhard would be her. Mirror bitch. Just being like, eh. Let's see. We have 6 teams. Ooh. Alright. Ultralisk is out in mid. We have the channel taken back for Tryharder in the top lane by Romedy. They also have a camp pushing into that tower. Tower Baron being a tower protector in this case. Razai going in, trying to get the conversion and try to maybe get a Dragon Knight for their team here. Most of Tryhard... Alright, Diablo's capping the bottom, so this isn't enough to convert the Dragon Knight just yet.
So it's actually a really funny thing. They had noted a while ago in a patch that they said that the points on Dragon Shower would be updated to interact the same way that the points on Brax's Holdout do, and I didn't understand how that worked out till literally I played in the event over the weekend, where I learned that you can actually just tap the point and it goes back to center. You don't have to sit there and channel to center. You can literally just tap it and it goes to center, which is interesting to me because it actually changes the entire way you can play this map. Because in the past you could, you'd play that cheeky game. Oh, whoa, oh, Tower Baron. No, you've got no outlet. Oh, you can use all the Ardent Defender you want, but I don't know if you can make it out of this. There is going to be a Righteous Hammer. Oh, well,
I think Hero gets out. Ring of Frost connects with one.
Going out. Oh my god, the Jug's coming out as well. Cat Peach, these teams are botting each other, but that is so many kills for the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. They wiped the enemy team Diablo back because of souls. That's Yrel going straight to bottom. They want to get this Dragon Knight, and they want to pick up the first one and probably run it down bottom, if I wasn't mistaken, because they can take top easy with this 3-member push.
Yeah, they're going to get the top along with that camp as well. Tower Baron already hanging out in the mid. Diablo should be able to, I think, poke a lot of this, but there's still a long time before the rest of Hash Browns' team is up. So you get the rotation from League of Ordinary Gentlemen to help in that mid lane. We already see Rozai kind of rotating up there, but actually Diablo not going to poke it at all. Yrel in the Dragon Knight, getting a bit of flame onto mid to clear the minion wave. The rotation, though, onto bottom, like you were talking about. You have that camp still pushing on top.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think that would have been a dead Diablo.
Saved. 100% saved. If they didn't kick that, that's a dead Diablo. That would have been a staggered death. They needed that death, and now that they're not dead, it's a weak Diablo. It's 21 souls, but it still is an alive Diablo.
Yeah. Diablo's still alive. The defense is on from Tryharder. A lot of damage going on to Malthael. The Ancestral goes on to Super Dave, which might have been an accident. I don't think Super Dave really needed it. They looked pretty healthy to me. But this Dragon Knight looking onto Corrin, League of Ordinary Gentlemen, trying to close out this best of 5 and crown themselves the winner of Betty White. The Void Prison out. Ring of Frost follow up onto Diablo. Kerrigan trying to get some damage out for the time being, but the snow is going to kill Diablo first. This core dropping to 50% and counting. Game 3 and the victory going over to League of Ordinary Gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, your Betty White bracket winners here in Bush League. League of Ordinary Gentlemen.
That was the series that I hoped it to be. While I wish it did go to Game 5, of course, still was like the back and forth between these two teams was phenomenal. They both played amazing games. Like, this was so much fun to cast and watch. Like, GG's, like, both teams played their hearts out. And also the other thing too, to be pulled into this series because of the fact that the other team couldn't make the series due to scheduling conflicts, like, and just to come in and say, like, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna play a good game, we're gonna put on a show. They definitely did. Like, there was a speed running game too. And we came back in Game 3 and we really got to see the might coming out from Tryharders. But unfortunately, League of Ordinary Gentlemen, which they should probably change the name because they're pretty extraordinary. They did a phenomenal job this entire series, and in the previous weeks we casted them too.
Yeah, I mean they made it through up into this finals on their own fair play overall. So congrats to them. I wish there was a thing where like maybe Chuck Norris and Betty White go head to head. I'm not sure if that's happening. So League of Ordinary Gentlemen, if this is your final run, GG's, well played. It was a pleasure.
I think we just do an all-star thing. We do a Chuck Betty bracket.
Chuck Betty?
Take the best of every best.
I like it. I like it a lot. But we should make that happen. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad all y'all in chat too. Friends, thanks again for the 200 bits. It was our pleasure. Baja, this is our last Bush League cast.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna have to cast, or I think we're gonna have to play the game now. Oh, there isn't a lot of casting left.
Fuck. I don't want to play this game. Are you kidding me?
We're gonna actually have to show people how bad we are at this game. Like my Hanzo dropping dragon arrows in the middle of a lane for no reason. It's zoning. It's zoning. It's absolutely zoning dragon arrow. Dragon strike.
Dragon strike. Dragon strike.
I keep messing up because dragon arrow sounds like it summons a dragon.
I mean, Hanzo literally only has arrows, and they're both from Arrow. So like dragon arrow, it's technically both ultimates. Like, let's be real.
Boom, done. Name them the same thing.
Yeah.
No, Cappy, this is so much fun. I'm glad to be here. I'm so glad you had me. But GG's to League of Ordinary Gentlemen. They did a phenomenal job in this series.
Yeah, they did great. They grabbed that victory, so congratulations to them wholeheartedly. And Bahamut, thank you for joining me here. Thanks for all the beers. We had a lot of beers and a lot of alcohol here in the past few weeks of Bush League, and it's been swell. We felt a lot of love from all y'all. I want to compete next season. Someone pick up my trash ass. Like, please.
Probius main team?
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys going to be like Gilly Sharks where you don't get to ever play the hero that you're known for?
Yeah. Well, so here's the problem. Stark's actually good at Samuro, and I'm like a pretty garbage Probius.
See, you know what? All right, so this is we're kind of hot. We're taking the Bush League stream hostage right now.
It's my channel, motherfuckers.
That's true. That's actually true. Last night when we were playing in the event, I was telling my team, because we were on Infernal Shrines, I was like, I don't know, like I feel shaky on my Asmodean. They're like, no, like we will make sure that you get the stacks that you don't feel good on. And it's all about being on your team. Like Owl Buddy, when she played Probius in the first game on Blackheart's Bay, she was just basically just like, I'm gonna double soak. I just need you guys to do your thing, and I'll do my thing. And so I think it's one of those, it's one of those, like, if you practice it and you know how to kind of communicate with it, it works really, really well, unless you're in the pro scene, because pros are pros and there's a meta because, well, there's things that are min-maxed and I don't have time.
I don't
but in Bush League, we can 1000% run a Probius.
Probius, Chen, Mephisto, Asmodean, Ariel.
Murky.
Yeah, fuck the Ariel, bring in the Murky. I'm down.
Which actually, you know what? In Open Division Europe, Murky actually made a huge tidal wave and actually did a phenomenal job and won a lot of games.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Like someone actually made it to actual playoffs with Murky.
With Murky, yeah, Murky. That one player was given MVP for the Cho'Gall, for the Murky, and for the Probius all in one series. Like, it was great.
I also want to note that Zeratul in the last game had 6 kills and 9 assists. Nice.
Hashtag nice.
Just that too. But Cappy, this has been so much fun. Like, I can't wait for the next season of Bush League.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the members of League of Ordinary Gentlemen. They did an awesome job tonight, and I'm just glad that I was able to take part in this with you.
Yeah, it was fucking blast. Let's do it again next season. The conclusion of the Chuck Norris bracket wraps up tomorrow with Goon and Soken, so make sure to go watch those games as well. And for all of us who want to learn something, we're gonna host over Takala and that community coaching goodness that he likes to do. So make sure to check that out after this stream. But that wraps it up. Thanks everyone for hanging out this season. We'll see you in Discord, and yeah, that's all I got.
That's
peace out, motherfuckers.
That's
yeah,
it.
see you at BlizzCon.
See you at BlizzCon.
Be at BlizzCon. I'll buy you a beer. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.